Hello, so today I'll show you this item to binary decoder. Now if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, because on this channel we cover a lot of different stuff from dragon farm, wither farm, enchanted gapple farm, computer redstone tutorials and crazy redstone contraptions. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because you're not going to absolutely regret that decision. And now let's begin with this video. So I'll add a link in description to my other video, which was basically a system where you enter a binary number and you can access a certain item from your storage. So this is the system over here. I'll just quickly show what it does, but make sure you check out the video and watch it and then come back over here. So here every item has its own number. For example, black has the number 3. Okay, so over here in binary we have 2 plus 1, which is 3. So while this 3 is active, if we flick this lever, we will start receiving black wool into this chest over here, as you can see. And then I can basically take the amount of black wool I want. Then I can flick this lever off, and then I can take any excess amount of black wool back and just put it back into the system to get stored again. So I'll just do that real quick. So I grab this extra black wool, throw it back in here, and then flick this lever and it will get shot and sorted again and back into the storage. So another problem with this system is if you have a lot of items, you would absolutely not enjoy checking the book for the code of each item. So over here, this is what the system will help us with. In this dropper we have a bunch of different colored wool. So if I just click this button, one of the wools will go, for example here red, and then we get the code for the red wool. So as you can see, it's 4 plus 1, 5. Now let's check the book. As you can see, 5 is the code for red. So if I type in the code 5 here and then I flick this lever, I should receive red wool in this large chest. Okay, now I can flick this lever back. Now let's and also I'll receive items back. The one I used for finding out the code, those items I will receive back in this chest. And now I can get a code for another item. So here, I guess this is purple wool, and we get the code as 8 plus 4 plus 1, which is 13. So we will quickly type in the code. 13 is for purple, as you can see in this book. So we get the same exact code for each item every single time. So if we enter the code 13 and flick this lever, very soon we should receive purple wool in here. Yes. And then let's try some other item. You hit this reset button, the screen gets clear, and click this button. Let's see, what is it? Brown? I guess it was brown. We get the code as 4. Now let's type in the code 4 over here. So we turn this one off and this one off, and then we turn this lever on, and we should get brown wool in here very soon, as you can see. Yes. So now let's do this one more time, and as you can see, this is pink wool, I guess, and we should receive the code very soon, which is 14. So we type in the code 14 over here, and if we flick this lever now, we should receive pink wool. So let's check, and there you go. Yes, we get pink wool. So this is basically how the system works. Now if I click this once again, you see we get orange wool, and it gets filtered. We get the code, and then we can basically copy the same code over here, flick this lever just like every single time, and we should start receiving orange wool. As you can see behind, orange wool incoming, and we get the item. It's that simple. And also in this, when we reset this, okay, so also in the chest down below over here, we will get all our wool colors, all the colored wool back after we get the code. And this thing works absolutely at a nice speed, so you don't have to wait for your items for too long. So what exactly happens over here is when the items get shot from here, When you click this button, it lets the water out, items get shot, they get aligned with this chest, and they get filtered through one of these filters, and whichever filters pulls the item, it will then transfer the item into one of these barrels, and the movement of item from barrels gets detected by these observers. Update these powered rails, and then each set of powered rails updates another bunch of observers, which then creates this binary code on our display. So over here, the same pattern that you see of observers behind will be the pattern that will be copied. And if you see, if I place a redstone dust, this over here, the signal only travels to a limited distance on powered rail. So this circuit over here is a repeater. If I click this button, a pulse extender gets activated, pulling these blocks behind, and during this time, if we update, then the update is transferred further using this repeater system. Now you can simply use a single observer, but I don't know why I wanted to overcomplicate these things. So it's just my choice. You can do it in a much simpler way, and this is basically how you get the code. And if you want a world download, just join the Discord server link in description, because that's where I will be posting a world download. And here we have a system where if the observer detects an update, it pushes the block down, and when you hit the reset button, the redstone block get pushed up, and that's how we receive the data on our display. If I add a black wool into this filter, you'll see that the black wool gets travels down. We get the code over here. So I'll quickly show you what's going on in there. So we get the item back, the black wool item back in this chest. And if I come back over here, you'll see the third line where the black wool was. We have two observers, and we receive the data in exact same position as the observers. So basically, whatever pattern you place the observers in, you will get the same output on the display. So whatever item gets filtered through the system, and whatever observer pattern you have right next to that particular filter, the same the lamps on the binary display will lit up in the exact same pattern. So I will add a world download in my Discord server if you want to mess around with this thing. And I guess that's it for today, and see you next time.